Before we take form, before the heart beats for the first time, the soul writes its agreements. Each encounter, each lesson, each moment of joy or pain is chosen with purpose. Dolores Cannon often revealed, through her regressions, that many of the people who challenge us the most are not random at all. They are souls we once loved deeply, who agreed to play difficult roles in our journey of awakening. It is a strange idea to the human mind that the one who wounds us might be part of our divine plan. But to the soul, there is no cruelty in this. There is only learning, only mirrors. When the soul chooses its path, it does so from a place of perfect wisdom, knowing that growth rarely blooms in comfort. Some lessons can only be learned when love appears as pain, and compassion is born from the ashes of misunderstanding. These mirrors, the ones that hurt, are not punishments. They are catalysts. They awaken what has long slept within us. Through them, we come face to face with our own fears, our own insecurities, our own shadows. We see in the other what we have refused to see in ourselves. The pain is not a wound inflicted by them. It is the stirring of our own buried truth. Dolores taught that before incarnation, souls gather in great councils of light. They choose roles and relationships like actors in a sacred play. One might say, "I will help you remember who you are, even if it means you will hate me for a while." Another might reply, "I will be the one you lose, so that you can find your strength." In the physical world, we forget these agreements, and so, when the mirror appears, we see only conflict, rejection, or betrayal. But behind the veil, there is love, always love. The mirrors that hurt the most are often the ones that awaken us the fastest. They shake the walls of illusion until we can no longer pretend to be asleep. They force us to stop blaming and start seeing. Every reaction, every trigger, every ache becomes a doorway leading inward, asking, "What is this showing me about myself?" From the higher view, pain is not the enemy, it is the messenger. It arrives wrapped in discomfort but carries a gift: awareness. When we finally understand this, we no longer curse the ones who mirror us. We thank them. They agreed to hold up the reflection we were not yet ready to face, to love us through the sacred work of remembering. The soul chooses mirrors that hurt, not because it seeks suffering, but because it seeks wholeness. Every mirror, even the harshest, exists to bring us closer to truth, to strip away illusion until what remains is the pure light of self-recognition. And when that light finally shines through the cracks, we realize the pain was never punishment. It was guidance, love in disguise, fulfilling an ancient promise: "I will help you see yourself, even if it hurts." There are moments when the soul recognizes something before the mind has a chance to explain. You meet someone, and for a brief second, everything inside you stops, as if time itself paused to let you remember what the heart never forgot. This recognition does not belong to this lifetime. It echoes from places far beyond the reach of memory, from lifetimes where your souls have already met, loved, and learned from one another. When the eyes meet, there is a pull, magnetic, undeniable, and ancient. It is not desire, nor curiosity. It is remembrance. A silent whisper in the depths of consciousness saying, "You again." It is the kind of knowing that feels both comforting and unbearable, because it awakens everything that was once dormant. In that instant, something greater than logic unfolds. The world around you may continue moving, but inside, the soul trembles. Old emotions rise from forgotten timelines, joy, sorrow, longing, all resurfacing at once. You may not understand why this person feels so familiar, yet every cell in your being recognizes them. It is the sacred moment when two paths converge not by chance, but by design. Across the vastness of existence, souls travel in cycles of learning. They meet again and again, not to repeat the same story, but to heal what was once left unresolved. Sometimes they return as lovers, other times as teachers, or mirrors reflecting each other's hidden wounds. This recognition is not about the past, it is about completion. The universe orchestrates these encounters so that the soul can finally see itself clearly through another's eyes. And yet, such recognition can be overwhelming. The intensity of it exposes the unhealed corners of your being. You feel vulnerable, exposed, almost defenseless, not because the other person intends harm, but because they touch the truth you've long avoided. Their presence burns away illusions. You cannot hide behind masks or stories. They see you, even when you try to turn away. But within this discomfort lies a sacred invitation. The recognition beyond time is not here to haunt you, it is here to awaken you. It reminds you that love is not confined to a single lifetime or form. It is an eternal force that binds souls through growth, through forgiveness, through the quiet courage of seeing and being seen. When you meet the one your soul remembers, you do not simply meet a person, you meet a mirror of eternity. You meet yourself in another form, another face, another heartbeat. And in that moment, the illusion of separation dissolves. You realize that the connection you feel is not a beginning, but a continuation, a thread woven through time, guiding both souls toward the same light. That is the recognition beyond time, the remembrance of what has always been, waiting patiently for the moment your heart would finally remember. When Dolores Cannon's clients spoke about meeting someone who felt like the other half of their soul, one theme returned again and again: the sense of looking into a mirror. This was not an ordinary mirror that reflects only the surface. It was a living mirror, one that revealed the hidden corners of the heart, the forgotten pieces of the past, and the unspoken desires of the spirit. The mirror effect is one of the most powerful and sometimes most uncomfortable aspects of encountering a twin flame. When you look into their eyes, you do not just see them, you see yourself. You see your strength, your compassion, your brilliance, but also your doubts, your wounds, your shadows. It is as if the universe designed this connection not to flatter, but to awaken. Many describe this experience as beautiful yet unsettling. The love feels unconditional, but the intensity can be overwhelming. Why? Because the other carries the missing vibration of your being. They hold the unexpressed parts of your soul. They become both the comfort of home and the disruption of truth. Dolores explained that such encounters are meant to act as catalysts. They accelerate growth by showing you what you cannot or will not see on your own. The mirror effect works in two ways. First, it reflects your light. Being with your twin flame can awaken forgotten gifts. Suddenly, you feel inspired, creative, alive. Old dreams stir again because their presence reminds you of who you truly are. It is not that they give you these qualities, they simply shine them back at you. Second, and perhaps most importantly, the mirror reflects your shadow. The fears you hide, the insecurities you suppress, the patterns you deny all come rushing to the surface. This is why the relationship can be both blissful and chaotic. Your twin flame does not wound you. They expose the wounds already there. In this way, they are not your enemy but your greatest teacher. Dolores often said that souls agree to this before birth. They know that such intensity may cause separation, but the purpose is growth. The mirror effect ensures that no lesson is left unlearned, no truth left unseen. It is not about judgment, but about clarity. Seeing yourself in another person is both a gift and a challenge. It demands radical honesty. It asks you to embrace both the beauty and the brokenness within you. And in that embrace lies transformation. Because when you can love yourself through the reflection of another, you begin to understand the essence of divine love: unconditional, courageous, and whole. The mirror effect, then, is not a curse. It is the soul's way of reminding you of your completeness. Your twin flame may walk beside you or far from you, but the reflection remains. And in learning to see and accept yourself in them, You awaken to the truth that the mirror has always been inside you. When two halves of the same soul meet, the encounter rarely passes quietly. It is not a gentle breeze brushing against your life, but an earthquake that shakes the very foundation of everything you thought you understood about love. Dolores Cannon's sessions revealed that such meetings are orchestrated at a soul level, designed to break illusions and awaken deeper truths. That is why the experience often feels both breathtaking and destabilizing. Most people carry with them a story of love shaped by culture, family, and personal history. Love, we are taught, is about romance, companionship, security, and the comfort of belonging. But when you meet your twin flame, your walking mirror, those definitions crumble. Suddenly, love is no longer a safe box with clear boundaries. It is a force of nature, raw and untamed. The earthquake begins with recognition. The eyes lock, and in that instant, lifetimes of memory stir. The heart races as if it has known this person forever. Yet, instead of easing into familiarity, the encounter often brings chaos. Why? Because the soul does not seek comfort, it seeks growth. The presence of your twin flame exposes the fragility of the walls you built around yourself. It dismantles the masks you wear and confronts you with the truth of who you are. This is why the experience can feel so destabilizing. Relationships built on routine and habit cannot survive in the presence of such intensity. The old patterns of control, fear, and attachment begin to crack. The soul demands authenticity, and anything less becomes unbearable. Some describe it as falling in love, but it is more accurate to say it is falling into truth, a truth so powerful that it rearranges your entire understanding of what love is. Dolores often emphasized that these encounters are not coincidences but contracts. Before incarnating, the soul agrees to meet its other half at the moment most likely to spark transformation. The earthquake is not punishment, it is purpose. It is the universe shaking you awake, reminding you that love is not possession, nor comfort, nor escape. Love is evolution. Love is remembrance. Love is freedom. The aftershocks of such love ripple into every area of life. Priorities shift, dreams change, some relationships end while others deepen. Even your perception of self is altered. It is as if the ground beneath your identity has split open, revealing both your weaknesses and your hidden strength. And yet, within the destruction lies creation. The earthquake clears away what no longer serves, making space for a new foundation built not on fear, but on authenticity. You cannot go back to who you were before, because the mirror has shown you too much. The earthquake of love is terrifying because it destroys illusions, but it is also liberating, because in its wake, only truth remains. And in that truth, the soul remembers its origin, its wholeness, and its eternal bond with the other half that walks outside of it. Few experiences cut as deeply as the separation from a twin flame. One moment, you feel as if you have found the missing piece of your soul. The next, that very piece seems to slip away. Dolores Cannon's sessions revealed that this painful stage is not a punishment, but a carefully woven part of the soul's plan. Separation, as devastating as it feels, carries within it a hidden purpose: transformation. When the mirror walks away, the silence is louder than any goodbye. The absence burns like fire because it is not merely the loss of a partner, it feels like the loss of yourself. The connection is so intense, so rare, that to be apart feels unnatural, even unbearable. And yet, this is often when the deepest work begins. Why must separation occur? Dolores explained that when the two halves meet, the energy is often too powerful, too raw for both to handle at once. Each carries wounds, fears, and unresolved lessons. The mirror does not only reflect beauty, it reveals the shadows. And when those shadows become too overwhelming, one soul may run not out of rejection, but out of survival. This is what many call the runner and chaser dynamic. The one who leaves does not truly abandon. They step back to process, to heal, to grow. The one who remains learns patience, surrender, and the art of turning inward. In truth, both are still walking the same path, just on different sides of the mirror. During separation, the longing is often unbearable. Dreams may carry their face, songs may echo their presence, and synchronicities may whisper reminders that the bond is unbroken. Dolores's regressions showed that even when separated by distance, the energy remains alive. Telepathic communication, shared emotions, and unexplainable signs often bridge the gap. The mirror may walk away physically, but spiritually, it never leaves. This stage is meant to burn away illusions. It forces each half to confront the self without leaning on the other. The abandonment you fear is really an invitation to discover wholeness within yourself. Only then can the two halves return without losing themselves in the reflection. And sometimes, reunion is not meant to happen in this lifetime. The purpose may not be togetherness, but awakening. Even so, the love never dies. It becomes part of the soul's memory, carried across incarnations, waiting for the moment when both are ready to walk side by side. Separation, then, is not the end. It is the refining fire. It is the universe's way of ensuring that when the mirror returns, if it does, you will see not only your wounds, but also your healing. You will no longer look for yourself in another, but recognize yourself within. The mirror walks away not to break you, but to rebuild you. And in that rebuilding, the soul learns the most sacred truth. You were always whole, even in the absence of your other half. Even when twin flames are separated by distance, silence, or circumstance, the connection never truly fades. In Dolores Cannon's regressions, countless souls spoke of a bond that could not be explained by logic. They described hearing thoughts that were not theirs, feeling emotions that seemed to belong to someone else, and sensing a presence that remained constant even in absence. This is the silent connection, a language of the soul that transcends time and space. Telepathy is often the first sign. You think of them, and they call. You feel their sadness, even if they are miles away. You hear a phrase in your mind that echoes words they later speak aloud. This is not coincidence. It is resonance. The two halves of a divided soul vibrate on the same frequency. They are like two instruments tuned to the same note. Pluck one, and the other hums in response. Beyond telepathy, the universe amplifies this connection through signs. Repeated numbers like 1111 or 2222 appear at uncanny moments, as if marking the invisible thread between you. Songs you once shared suddenly play in random places. Their name surfaces unexpectedly on a billboard, in a book, from a stranger's lips. These signs are not random. They are reminders. Dolores explained that synchronicities are the soul's way of saying, you are still aligned. You are still connected. Dreams also become sacred ground for reunion. Many twin flames report vivid dreams where they meet, speak, or even resolve conflicts that reality has left unfinished. These encounters often feel more real than waking life, leaving traces of emotion that linger throughout the day. In such dreams, the subconscious bypasses the barriers of ego, allowing the souls to communicate freely. The silent connection can feel both comforting and tormenting. Comforting because it reassures you that love transcends distance. Tormenting because the bond is undeniable even when circumstances prevent union. Yet, Dolores's teachings remind us that this stage is intentional. The invisible thread is meant to teach trust in something greater than physical presence, trust in the eternal bond of the soul. Perhaps the most profound aspect of this silent language is how it guides personal growth. The synchronicities nudge you toward healing. The telepathic flashes remind you to remain open. The signs push you to remember that you are never truly alone. The connection becomes less about longing for the other and more about awakening within yourself the qualities that the other reflects. The silent connection is not a substitute for reunion, nor is it a guarantee of one. Instead, it is a bridge, a reminder that separation is an illusion and that love operates on frequencies beyond the reach of distance or time. When the world is quiet and you suddenly feel them near, know this: it is not imagination. It is the soul whispering through the silence, proving that love's truest language is not spoken but felt. In Dolores Cannon's teachings, every soul connection carries intention. Twin flames, though deeply magnetic and life-altering, are not destined to remain together in every lifetime. The human heart longs for permanence, but the soul seeks growth, and growth often requires surrender to a higher purpose, one that transcends romance and reaches into the very evolution of consciousness. When twin flames meet, the intensity of their bond ignites transformation. The meeting itself is never wasted, even if it does not end in lifelong partnership. Some come together briefly, like sparks that light a fire, only to separate so that the lessons can unfold individually. Others remain side by side, channeling their combined energy into service, creativity, or healing that touches the lives of many. In both cases, the purpose is greater than personal fulfillment. It is the expansion of love itself. Walking together can be beautiful, but it is not always the goal. Dolores explained that the soul may choose reunion as a way to complete a mission, to balance karma, or to anchor light in the world during critical times. Yet, separation also serves. It forces each half to turn inward, to cultivate independence, and to embody the wholeness that was always theirs. Without this inner completion, union could not be sustained. This is why many twin flame stories are filled with both ecstasy and sorrow. The bond does not conform to human expectations of happily ever after. Instead, it pushes both souls beyond ego, beyond attachment, into the raw essence of unconditional love. Sometimes that love is lived in the physical world. Other times, it is carried silently in the heart, shaping the soul across lifetimes. The higher purpose is not about togetherness or separation, but about awakening. The true union lies not in holding the other, but in remembering the self through the reflection of the other. Whether your twin flame walks beside you or far away, the gift remains. The mirror has revealed you to yourself. And perhaps that is the greatest mission of all, to learn that love, in its purest form, is not possession, not permanence, but freedom. Freedom to grow, to evolve, and to carry the light of that recognition into the world, whether as one or as two. Thank you for walking through this journey of reflection and awakening. If these words resonated with your heart, let them continue to echo. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Share this message with someone walking their own path of healing, and subscribe to the channel to keep expanding this circle of light. Each view, each word, each moment of presence helps this community grow, and if you feel called to support our work, you can do so through the thanks button below this video. Your energy keeps this message alive. Remember, the mirror is not meant to break you, but to reveal you. And in our next video, we'll keep exploring the hidden truths that guide the soul toward love, healing, and remembrance.